Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where we talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, and all those things that we make money doing those things. All right, let's go ahead. It's Monday. Happy Monday. It's Monday, March 30th, and it's the first day of the week. We've got the first day of an NFP week, so it should be kind of a fun week to do things on. Let's go ahead and go forward with some things. First, if you like this video, I want to remind you that, to go ahead and like this video and to hit the thumbs up button, and also to subscribe to the channel. That'll give you an idea of when I put out more of these videos. What else? Oh yeah, if you want to reach out to me directly, then just reach out to me in the comment section. I'll be happy to reply as soon as I see that I have a comment. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the risk disclosure section, because I'm in the United States and we're talking about putting money at risk, and you need to know about those risks. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. And Forex trading isn't really investing, so to speak. It's not one of those things where you jump in and put $500 down and come back a month later and see how it's doing. There are strategies where you can do that. They're very long macro strategies, and they can be done, but it's a very, very big picture, and you probably need to have a lot of money to be able to withstand some of those things. So let's go ahead and get into what we're working on today. Look at that. That is code. Look at that. That is these are the couple of the strategies I'm working with. This is my mean reversion, my Bollinger Band and RSI mean reversion thingy. Expert advisor for MT4, which works out great. I'm going to close that out because it's chewing up a lot of memory in the machine. So with that, let's go ahead and see what we're doing on that. So this one is one that's not doing very well. It's returned tested with a $9 return on 750 over on a $750 balance over the course of 2 years. I think it did it back up to 3 years, so that's not doing real well. Let's go close out to it. This one is the one that's still running. This one has been the one that's been running really well. With the latest version, did not kind of pulled back a little bit. I think it ran a 1.88 profit factor. So we're going to let that one run out, and I'm going to remember where we stood on that. Oh, did I close out? No, I didn't. Okay, good. And this is Trading Forex for Profit. This is the new platform I'm building that will help traders win prop firm challenges and help me win prop firm challenges too. Help me get into trades and figure out what I'm doing with those trades and thinking about it as we go along. I also noticed something else with Trading View. Look at that. We have economic indicators right here on the front page. And here's the United States, which tends to, I don't want to say rule the world, but kind of sort of. We have most of the years that I've been alive, which goes back to 1966. But you can also come over here and look at check out some of the other indicators and see what the UK is doing, for instance, or maybe Europe. Nope, not going to give us the EU. Yeah, it is here. Look at that. Now we have the EU. So we have all these neat little indicators now, but I did not notice that they were gathering before. So if you ever wanted to figure out what was going on and didn't want to have to look up a bunch of indicators, you can now do that. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the charts. Even though we're building EAs and programs that will automatically trade for us, we still need to have an idea of what's going on in the markets, because without that, it's an EA is certainly not a guarantee that you're going to have a profitable anything, but it does something. It is something that'll help you. Trade. I am running my mean reversion EA right now in MetaTrader 4, and it is coming up with 0 trades right now. I am going to develop an MT5 one that's running on 4 different. That'll run on the 4 major currency crosses that I trade, currency pairs that I trade. The euro versus the dollar, the dollar versus the yen, Great British pound versus the dollar, and Great British pound versus the yen. And I also need to make sure we're not in it at the same time, because if you're trading the Great British pound versus the dollar and then trading the dollar versus the yen, you might as well be trading the euro versus the yen. I mean, pardon me, the Great British pound versus the yen. So there are ways to do that. I may pull it back to just two currencies, something like that, because as you start getting into overlap, it gets weird. But at any rate, let's go ahead and start with the DXY. I'm going to look at the 10-year, US 10-year real quick. That tends to give us an idea of what we're doing, and it is down today. We did look at risk on, risk off, so let's go ahead and look at that too. It is right here. Risk on, risk off meter. We are at, ooh, risk off. I do support you. I don't know what's going on with my browser. We're in risk off territory, but just by a little bit. So maybe we'll have some profitable things going on in the stock market. Maybe some trading going on in the stock market. Let's go ahead and get through all these things, and we'll see who the number one currency is. Looks like it's the Japanese yen. So the Japanese yen is on top. Oh, I didn't look and see what's going on with that. So dollar's right behind it, though. So this is going to be very interesting if they start cutting back on, or if they start manipulating their currency as strong as the dollar is right now. It might be for some interesting trading. Well, let's go back to the DXY, and here we are. We're still got a little indecision going on this morning. The first part of the London session. Not a whole lot going on. So 10126 is where we are. It's right just barely over the top of that resistance range. However, the resistance range I'm looking at goes all the way up to 148. So we'll see if 148 is the magic number where it will go. Make that a little bit bigger so we can see it. Let's see. With that, let's go ahead and go to euro versus the pound. The pound's taking over a little bit. I'm on the 4-hour chart. I'll be darned. Let's go back to daily. There we go. There's what we're talking about. DXY, right there. Still undecided. Right there at the 50% median on that pitchfork. Euro versus the Great British Pound. Again, not a whole lot of decision going on. Euro is still kind of eking out a little bit higher than the pound. Euro versus the dollar down to 14.91. I need to pull up my prop firm trading account and see where my prop firm account is. I still have an active trade on that. That I decided to let go over the weekend. We'll see how that works out. I know I'm losing money on that trade, but it happens. Dollar versus the yen. It's right here. Not a whole lot going on there. Fairly big pullback under 160 to 160.58 was as expected. Expect more of that. I'm not really ready to get into a long-term short sell trade on the or shorting trade on the euro versus the dollar versus the yen because of the carry trade. Because I'm going to lose money on the carry trade, and that's not going to work. Hiccup. Here we go. We have the Great British Pound versus the dollar. It's coming down to this decision area right down here. Could just continue to go sideways, but 132.35 is going to be a very strong resistance point or support point. It has been in the past, 132.32. So we're 3 pips above it right now. Let's see if I can get a turnaround on that. Pound versus the yen. Ooh, big one on that one. Big pullback on that one. 137 pips, 138 pips. Down to 211.19. So as expected, the Japanese, I'm not sure there's intervention yet. Intervention looks like excuse me, 400 pips, not 137 on the Great British Pound. That's a day of trading. Euro versus the yen is down to 108 pips. Again, not what I'd call intervention, just a day of trading. Look at this, dollar versus the CAD taking off, testing a 139. See if we can break out of this pitchfork. Again, this has been a huge question for me on how to trade this thing. It is going right now, but it's just too sluggish for me to get a bearing on. I mean, that's one of those trades that you put in. That's a long-term trade. The euro versus the dollar versus the CAD. That's one where you sit back and you trade the range. get in about 136 and then check it 3 weeks later. I mean, I'm going to check it every day, but and then, you know, that's how you do that one. The dog versus the cat. The range on that one is, right now I'd call it about 135.56 to 139.10. Cat versus the yen coming down. Maybe oil's coming down too. It's down about 65 pips. Oil, here's the NYMEX. Nope, not down. It's up. 101 per barrel is where we are right now. So definitely not the first time we've seen $100 oil. Here is the 2022 weekly high close, way up here at 121. So we've got a lot of room to go before we're breaking in and doing anything new. And way up here is the 2008 weekly high close at $145 a barrel. So oil can go much higher, and it's not. It didn't destroy anything. 2008 was a very tumultuous year economically, so I'm not really. Would not be happy to see $145 crude oil. Here's the Aussie versus the dollar, getting down. Another trade that you just want to kind of. This would be more of a long trade to me, where you trade the range, and when it starts breaking out of that range, then get on one side or the other. One variation would be the test on that when it breaks out. That's what I would do. Maybe consider a two Bollinger Band strategy with the Aussie versus the dollar. And one strategy, something I'm learning in testing my EAs, is that one strategy does not work for all the currencies. For example, there are different times. Shut up. There are different times you want to trade on all. What's going on here? On all different things. Okay, that's my anti-software telling me my computer's protected. Yay, it's what I pay you for. Gold. Gold's perking up a little bit, not enough to really get anybody excited. Up to 45.33. Platinum is up. Palladium is up. And silver is up. Silver's up over 70 again, 70.85. Software's, who knows? We'll see what they're going to do today. Not sure what they're going to do. Let's take a quick look at the stock market futures. And pre-markets is where I go for that. Go here as little as possible. Continue. Okay, so 164 starting to lean towards more of a things. So it looks like we might be getting a little bit of risk on action today. So maybe we'll see some things taking place in the stock market that might carry over into the currency markets after things. But this is how good news is sometimes. Silver drops in Iran war as Iran war intensifies. Well, silver's up today by 1.5%. So that's article didn't age well. That was 9 hours ago. So sometimes news is just people trying to play catch up and stuff. With that, that's about all I've got today. Put this back on the DXY. I've got things to do today, and so I will be busy, very busy today. Give me a shout out if you want to talk more about economics or about much of anything. No, I do not need any thumbnail editors. But if you, let me see what else. If you, if you like this channel, by all means, click on the thumbs up button. If you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe to the channel. And lastly, if you want to comment, then by all means, please do. But that's all I've got for today. You guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.